Everybody came into this game expecting the same thing, another chapter in the Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese saga, another headline, another viral moment, another debate that would dominate social media for days. But almost nobody saw what actually happened coming. Because before fans could even settle into their seats, the entire conversation started shifting. What was supposed to be a rivalry showcase quickly turned into something completely different. And by the end of the night, people weren't just talking about who won the game, they were asking a much bigger question. Have we been comparing the wrong things this entire time? The Indiana Fever entered this matchup carrying more pressure than most teams would ever want. Questions were flying in from every direction. Fans were frustrated. Critics were questioning coaching decisions. Every sports show seemed to have a new theory about what was wrong with Indiana. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Dream looked like the steadier team. They were playing confident basketball. They had momentum. They looked like a team that knew exactly who they were. Indiana looked like a team still searching for answers. And that's exactly why this game felt so important. Not because of the standings, not because of the rivalry, but because it felt like a turning point. The Fever desperately needed something positive to happen. Then Caitlin Clark stepped onto the floor, and suddenly everything looked different. From the opening possessions, Clark wasn't just playing basketball, she was controlling it. That's the part that doesn't always show up in the box score. People look at points. They look at assists. They look at shooting percentages. But the truly elite players affect games long before the stat sheet catches up. Clark has become one of those players. Every time she touched the ball, Atlanta had to react. Every defender seemed caught between two impossible choices. Step up too far and she blows by you. Give her too much space and she launches from deep. Help on her drive and she'll find an open teammate. Stay home on shooters and she'll attack the lane herself. It's a problem with no easy solution. And Atlanta spent the entire night trying to solve it. The scary part? Clark wasn't even having one of her hottest shooting performances, yet somehow she was still dictating everything. That's what separates good players from game changers. Even when the shot isn't falling perfectly, the pressure never disappears. Every possession felt like a test for Atlanta's defense, and eventually the cracks started showing. Then came one of those moments that reminded everyone exactly why Clark generates so much attention. She found herself isolated on the perimeter. The defender tried to stay in front. The crowd sensed something was coming. One quick move, a little separation, and then, boom, a step-back three that sent the arena into a frenzy. It wasn't just the shot itself, it was how comfortable she looked taking it. The best players have a way of making impossible plays seem routine. Clark is starting to develop that quality. The type of confidence that makes fans expect greatness every time the ball leaves her hands. But while Clark was putting on another show, a completely different story was unfolding on the other side of the floor, and it became one of the most talked about moments of the entire night. Angel Reese was doing what Angel Reese always does. Battling, competing, fighting for rebounds, bringing energy, doing all the dirty work that winning teams need. Nobody can question her effort. Nobody can question her toughness. But then came a moment that social media immediately grabbed hold of. Reese found herself open beyond the three-point line. She took the shot, and the result wasn't pretty. Within minutes, clips started spreading everywhere. Fans were posting reactions. Memes appeared almost instantly. Comment sections exploded. And suddenly one missed shot became the center of an entire conversation. Now here's the important part. One shot doesn't define a player. It never should. Every great player in basketball history has missed shots. Every superstar has embarrassing moments. That's sports. But what made this moment different was the discussion it reignited. Because critics have spent years questioning whether Reese can consistently expand her offensive game away from the basket. And moments like this inevitably bring those conversations back to the surface. Fair or unfair, that's how sports work. The internet rarely waits for context. It reacts first, then asks questions later. And while everybody was debating that viral moment, another reality was becoming impossible to ignore. The comparison between Clark and Reese continues to dominate headlines. But they influence basketball games in completely